Hi, my creative peeps. It is Craftin Just Because with Cowan, and today I'm featuring product with the Garden Goodness set. I love this stamp set. Everything about it. It's the perfect time to be using it with gardens blooming, all that kind of stuff. And if you follow my blog, you will see a whole week of projects with this Garden Goodness set. But today's project is a little tag holder. So it's a little box, but then there's little tags in there that say from my garden. So you could gift somebody some items from your garden. And I just thought you could do like a little basket or like a napkin and tie this around around whatever you give them. So if you give them tomatoes or whatever, then they can enjoy something from your garden. And I enjoyed doing this, and I'm going to show you guys how we did this set. I'm featuring Garden Green, Soft Suede, Pear Pizzazz, Crushed Curry, Old Olive, Poppy Parade. We're using pumpkin pie cardstock. We're also going to be using the new label punch and an old classic, which is the envelope punch board. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Bear with me here while I pull up. I thought I had my directions pulled up, and I don't. Silly me. So hold on just a second here. Here we go. So what we're going to go ahead and start with is a piece of your pumpkin pie cardstock that is cut 6 inches by 6 inches. And then we also cut some pumpkin pie cardstock pieces that will be the base of our tag that is 2 inches by 4 1/4 inches. But while we're using this 6 by 6 piece of cardstock, we're going to line it up on the left-hand side at the 2-inch mark, and you're going to punch, and then you're going to score it. And then you're going to go to the opposite side and do the same thing. Line it up at the 2-inch mark right here, punch, and score. Now you're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Hopefully I didn't mess this up. I apologize. And you're going to I forgot to do a set. Let's start this, or let's do this over. So on your first one, you're going to do a 2, and you're going to punch and score, and then you're going to go down to 4 and punch and score. Then you're going to do the same thing on that opposite side, 2, punch and score, and then 4, punch and score. And then you're going to line up your mark here, and you're going to punch and score and punch and score. And then on that opposite side, that 4th side, you're going to only punch on the 2 and the 4. You're not going to score it. So we're going to punch and then punch. Okay. So now you're going to be done with your scoreboard. Whoops, you're not going to be done with your scoreboard. I apologize. You need to round all your corners on here. Now you're done with your punch board. Get rid of those little marks. Then you're going to need to bring in your paper trimmer, and on the 4th side where you did not score, you're going to cut off that little tab. So let me show you how we're going to do that. So here's the one that doesn't have a tab. This is the side. See, we have tabs on all the other sides. you're just going to line that up, lining the edge of those marks up onto that cut line. And then you're just gonna cut that off just like that, okay? Now we're going to burnish all the score lines. So we're gonna come in with our bone folder and we're gonna burnish all the score lines. Okay, so now you're done with that. Now you're going to take your I'm sorry, drawing a blank, your paper snips, and you're gonna cut up with the flat end up at the top. You're gonna cut up on those 2 score lines just like this. Okay, now you want to come in with tear and tape, and you're going to add tear and tape to those 2 little flaps. So let's do this. And we're going to take off that release paper. And you're gonna fold up your box just like this. Okay, so now we're gonna add a little bit of tear and tape to one of these 2 flaps. So I'm just gonna add it right here to this flap. And then I'm gonna add it to the bottom flap to seal it all together. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take the release paper off. And press that together. And then we'll take the release paper off this bottom piece. Just like that. There's your little box. Pretty super simple and easy, right? Okay. Now we need to make some tags. But before we do that, we want to decorate it with this belly band that I made. So what you are going to do is I cut a piece of Whisper White cardstock that was 1 inch by, let's see here, how long did I make it? I'll go ahead and measure it here really quick. 1 inch by 9 inch. And then we're gonna take our tomatoes stamp, and then we're going to stamp that on with Poppy Parade. While we're doing that though, I'm going to get out these other pieces so that we could stamp all the pieces at one time, so I don't take too much of your guys' time. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp those tomatoes down just like this. And then before we add anything else, I'm going to also stamp 2 of my tag pieces. And these pieces are cut out of Whisper White, are 1 3/4 by 3 inches. So I'm going to go just like that, and just like that. And then let me get a wipey. Normally I use my cleaning pad, but this will be quick and easy for our video. I'm going to go ahead and shut this one up, and we're going to come in with our Old Olive ink. And we need to put stems on those tomatoes. There's one. There's 2. Sorry if my head's getting in the video, you guys. Just trying to line it up. There we go. There's that. And then while we're stamping, we'll finish stamping the rest of the pieces so that we could just assemble together. So let's go ahead and finish. Okay, we need an avocado piece, and for the avocado piece, we're gonna use pear pizzazz and the soft suede. So we'll first start with the pear pizzazz, and we'll take the avocado piece. These are distinctive stamps, so what's nice is if you notice, let's see how there's spots that are darker. That just gives it the shading without you having to add that to that. And then this is just a extra piece that we're gonna cut the avocado out here and put on the front. Okay, so we're done with that pear pizzazz color. Whoops. And now we gotta add the pit, and we're gonna do that using this soft suede. Just like that. So now we're done with that tag piece. And now we need a bell pepper. And for the bell pepper, I'm going to use old olive for the stem and crushed curry for the bell pepper, just so that we're using some different colors here. So there's our bell pepper. And then we need to add that stem. Done with this. There's our stem. Trying to see what all I did here. Okay. And then I have one more vegetable left, and that is our peas. And I'm going to just use those in the garden green. So we'll come in with this last tag piece. Pardon my hands there. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take my Memento ink, the Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and we're going to stamp the sentiment that says, from my garden. And we're going to stamp those onto a piece of Whisper White cardstock. And those little pieces I cut are 7/8 of an inch by 1 1/4 inch. Go ahead. Okay, I believe that is all of our stamping, so that's nice to have that out of the way. Now, what you're going to want to do is, I just took scrap pieces of cardstock, and I went ahead and cut out some of the Timeless Label Punch, and I kind of mixed it up. I did 2 of the Old Olive and 3 of the Poppy Parade. And then we're going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. Let's see here. Stampin' Dimensionals, and add those from my garden pieces to, I need to open up a new pack of Stampin' Dimensionals here. Okay, so we're just gonna add a little tag right here, like onto the center of those Timeless labels. So we have a local farmers market here that happens on Thursdays, and I was thinking it would be nice to bring to this little gift to my girlfriend who also has a garden, and share with her, because I know she'll be sharing goodies from her garden with others. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take those pieces of pumpkin pie cardstock that were the 2 by 4 1/4 inches, and we're going to punch them out with our label punch here. And so you're just going to slip them all the way in, punch down, slip them all the way in, punch down. What's nice about this is you could do other dimensions. This one just happens to be the maximum width of the punch. And one more. Okay, so we'll be done with that punch. And what's nice is it already punches the hole out for you and everything. So what you're going to do is then you're going to come in with your adhesive. So you could use your mono adhesive or your multi-purpose liquid glue. And you're just going to glue this onto the center of that tag, just like this. And then glue down in the center that little From My Garden. Just, whoops, I didn't have that one glued down. Just like that. So you'll continue this process all the way through the other vegetables. Two more to go. So really, all in all, this project doesn't take very long. It's just time consuming in that you're stamping different vegetables on there. And, you know, if you have all your pieces of cardstock pre-cut out, it can go pretty quick. Okay, last one. Then we're just going to put some ribbon or twine. Ooh, this one looks like it's cut a little big. Let me trim that one down really quick here, because we want it to look nice and pretty. Oops, I cut it the wrong way. Oh well. Cut off that little bottom tomato, but that's okay. We'll make it cute. Okay. So get that one on there just like that. Then what we're gonna do is, I took some retired ribbon that I had laying around, but I do suggest that you use, what color ribbon did I put in my list? Oh, the crushed curry crinkled ribbon. I just happen to have this in crushed curry and wanted to get it used up. And so that's what I'm using. And then I just put some through the holes here. Just like that. And the pieces that I'm cutting are approximately 5 inches long. So you want 5 of those for your 5 tags. Okay, we have 2 more to go here, and then I'll show you how I put the rest of the box together and made it a cute little gift. Okay, so then what I did is I took that belly band that we stamped the tomatoes on, and I just held it in place and I creased it around where the box is, so that we can line that up and glue it together around that box. I'm just going to use a piece of tear and tape. And then what we'll do is we'll take that release paper off. And I took the wrong end off here. Take that release paper off. And then what we'll do is we'll bring the box back in. And you want to secure it pretty snug so that it doesn't move around or come off. Just like that. Now all we have to do is add our tags up into there. And then we'll cut out our avocado. Just like that. And then we'll add some of those Stampin' Dimensionals. And then I'm going to cut a tiny piece of that ribbon. I'm going to add it underneath here on this avocado. So I'm just going to add a piece of tear and tape to hold that in place. Just like this. I'll add that ribbon right there. And then I'll just secure that right in the center of my holder. And there's your project for today. So garden goodness set. From my garden to yours. You could gift people some items from your garden. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you had fun crafting with me. And until next time, my creative peeps, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.